Hi, my name is Savitha, and today I'm sharing an exploration of instructional leadership, moving from the foundational theories of Hellinger and Murphy to practical implementation at HKA. My goal is to illustrate how to focus on the technical core of teaching and learning, how it allows us to move the needle on equity and student achievement. HKA is a dynamic educational environment with core focus on IDEA, which is inclusion, diversity, equity, and accessibility. Being an IB World School, our structure supports students from pre K through grade 12 with the demographics that intentionally blends, creating a shared space for neurodiverse and neurotypical learners. Introduction and overview. With this inclusive framework at HKA, my own journey has evolved significantly. I have leveraged collaboration and active learning strategies to guarantee equitable outcomes for all learners. By viewing instructional leadership as a collaborative process, I help lead a shared approach to curriculum development that ensures no student is left behind. The most widely recognized theory was developed by Hallinger and Murphy in 1985. This theory prioritizes academic outcomes over administrative tasks. Unlike traditional leadership models, this approach centers on the technical core of the school. The leader's role is transformed from a site manager to a lead learner who actively manages and supports the quality of instruction and student mastery. Looking at the what, why, how of instructional learnership. To move this theory into action, we look at the Hallinger and Murphy's framework. I specifically focused on the managing the program dimension to ensure our curriculum is robust and inclusive. By prioritizing universal design for learning, I facilitated the integration of educational technology and project based learning for student learning outcomes. Looking at instructional leadership, a robust curriculum requires a feedback loop, and NWEA MAP data serves as a feedback loop for curriculum health. When grade 3 math scores plateaued, a collaborative review identified a misalignment in unit sequencing. This case study proves that data used to inform structural changes can rapidly improve learning outcomes. Another example is professional leading communities. Da- Data reveals the gaps, but it is within our professional learning communities that we actually do the work of closing them. These are structured times to co plan, co teach, review curriculum assessments, and student data. As an inclusion teacher, I work to ensure instructions and assessments are accessible for all students in a classroom. We all are familiar with the transformational leadership theory. We see the same instructional rigor modeled by our senior leaders who, through transformational leadership, um, took the challenge, the status quo of our existing literacy standards. Our vice principal collaborated with the literacy team. She revamped the curriculum and empowered educators to rethink about the instructional delivery. Now, the theory is the democratic leadership or the participative. Instructional leadership has fundamentally changed who we are as a community through a participative revision of our mission. Our head of school used a participative leadership framework to integrate diverse perspectives, moving towards a model of shared governance and strengthening the cultural fabric of the school community. And the positive outcome and the result of this democratic process was more than it just in just words on a page. It became a live document for our community. We have a caring community that promotes learning, friendship, and mutual respect. Parents play a vital role in volunteering, social gathering, and also participating in workshops. As an educator, I focused on coaching and data. Inspired by this commitment, I refined my own leadership philosophy into a dual approach instructional coaching and driven data decision making. By integrating empathetic mentorship with rigorous data analysis, I fostered an environment where pedagogical excellence is nurtured through evidence based practices. As also part of focus on inquiry and inclusion as a pedagogical impact, putting this philosophy into practice has allowed me to witness the transformative shift from SEN support to true inclusion through UDL. The focus moves away from rigid instructions to flexibility, giving our diverse learners access to learning engagements that honor their unique strengths. Flexibility is the heart of my main goal, looking at assessment impact for equity and access, ensuring there's total equity in both instruction and assessments for students. We provided accommodations such as extra time, large fonts, and leverage of technology like speech to text and text to speech. These are essential tools that allow us to assess students' understanding and not disability. Instructional leadership also faces significant systemic hurdles. I see that leadership has are submerged with excessive administrative duties and urgent tasks steal time from instructional observation, coaching, and curriculum development. Some of the successful implemented strategies involve to overcome these barriers, we must move towards strategic implementation, implementing protected coaching times like weekly fixed PLCs and using pilot programs to test new strategies before rolling it out to a bigger crowd. In closing, instructional leadership at HKA is not a solo performance, it is a symphony of collaboration, data, and empathy. My journey has taught me that we cannot simply administer a school towards excellence, we must lead the learning. Thank you.